Well, welcome back, everyone. Drake Hawkins again. We're back for some more Bannerlord, doing our Ironmaster of Calradia. And hello, gentlemen. You look fantastic in your gear. We are entering the wooden fortified city of Marnath here, and it's good to be home. It's good to see the place is still standing and, you know, under Battanian control. We have spent much time traveling the lands since we last spoke, and it's good to be home. It's very good to be home. That smells fantastic. Well, I guess we're just gonna have a sit. Oh, you can join us, Ferrum. It's a little, maybe it's a cultural thing. I don't know. Okay, so as we said at the end of last episode that we were going to spend some time. Man, I thought I traveled a long ways. Spend some time traveling about, making some sales, and so on. We were down at the gates of Ortizia at the end of last episode. I ended up swirling down around into the Aserai lands. Made our way back up here, did some trade, and headed our way through all of the cities of the... I think all of the cities. Did we get to Revolt? Yeah, we got to all of the cities of the Vlandian peoples. And learned a number of things, including many points in trading. Well, 56 now. We managed to go get another feat there, which is the town merchant. 20% less wages for workshops. Also, your party can carry 30% more weight, which seemed like a great choice. I'm still unsure where the value of caravans lies in this particular build. I've had a rumor that it's not great. And we did some more smithing for various javelin-like things along the way. I think, what do we got? 5 of them right now? Yeah, well, while I was doing that, I didn't realize that, I thought, oh, I got the materials. You'll craft a bunch of them again, because we were out. And then I realized that I was, after doing a couple times, that we were leveling this guy rather quickly. So, I guess we have a jump in his smithing skill as well. You missed the crafting of a total of 3 of those javelins for him to get from 222 to 261. Anyways, he's got the option to do either fencer, smith, so he would get a focus point in two-handed or one-handed, or he could go for another attribute point in endurance. And generally, I would say that would be the way to go. Seems a little overkill. Why is it yellow? Interesting. Why does it show up as yellow? I'm thinking that it's probably as capped as we can get it right now. He can really keep learning, but you know, the theme is endurance, so I think we'll go with that one. It's probably the less optimal choice, but you know, sharpened edge or sharpened tip, so we can either do thrust damage by 2% increase for that's weapons that we craft, or cutting damage by 2%. So I think we're going to go with the old cutting damage. And we're at 261. We are pretty darn close to legendary smith level. 5% chance to create a legendary weapon if difficulty requirements are met. This increases by 1% for every skill point above 300. So we've effectively taken care of the need for any smithing skill, which is fantastic. Ferrum here has a couple points to spend, 1 focus and 1 attribute. So the big question is, what is he going for? Well, he's going to be our medic, so I think we're going to have to put that attribute point into his intelligence, since he is at 2 and now 3. That'll help his learning rate to be sustained higher, and then if we put his other focus point in, that brings his learning rate up a decent amount again. Right now, he's acting as our scout. He can get to about 60 before he totally fails at that, so it's not great, but it's something. His increase in... intelligence will bring his capacity to gain a few points in Steward up if we ever get the need to throw an extra 5 points at him. That'll do that. So the reason I've come back in here a little earlier than anticipated is I was wanting to get a little more points in trade, but I've been learning a few things as we go as far as how trade works. And I guess not learning, but kind of really getting examples of it. So we've spent a lot of time. Let's give an example here. Let's give an example of this right here. We've spent a lot of time stopping at every village along the way. Boring as heck, but Profitable. Well, sometimes. Apparently this one is a bad example. 22% cheaper than average. The big difference between buying this here and buying this in Marnath is that the price 39 stays that way for any number that, well, any number that you buy from them. So they have 65 of them. We could buy all 65 at this price of 39. It's not a great price, but that's how that works. You can fly over to, let's fly over to here for the hardwood. Our steward skill is growing. We've got Ehdwyrd at 36 in steward now. It's cost us basically pennies to operate everything. And we are going to blow the market again, since that's what we're all about. 36% cheaper. It's not bad, but hardwood at 16. We obviously, big bar there. We've got 345 of it, all of which has been purchased for well under 20 bucks. So it's pretty crazy how much you can get, and the price doesn't adjust each purchase. So if I were to go here and I look at the hardwood prices or the iron ore prices, I think it was, what, 39, something like that there? The hardwood for 16 here, maybe, oh, it's 15 here. It's so cheap, and the price climbs, right? It's not a big deal for that one, but the price does jack up pretty quickly that way. So we've managed to get a few new pieces of gear, but he's got a pretty crappy armor here still. So we're going to go ahead and do our favoriteest little thing and maybe get rid of one of these harpoons. And we're going to go shopping. It's time for some shopping. Ooh, a bear head. Ooh, that's lovely. This one is 30 with his helmet is 38 right now, so no helmet need for you. Let's see. Highland cloak. No, it's lovely. I mean, it'll look nice, but not as good as your cool, awesome cloak. Ooh, hello, Highland Warlord pauldrons. Those have got to be better, right? 20 and 10. Oh, look at those beasts. Oh, yeah, that's totally the way we do that. Okay, there was only one set of that. That's fine. Jeepers, they've got bear pelts and shoulders and all sorts of things all over the place. How about Ferrum? Ferrum, can you use this? You can use this lordly thing. It's much lordlier than the one that you've got. Yes, excellent. I think we upgraded that one recently. Let's see, as far as chest pieces, oh, there is some nice options here. Let's look at that. Ranger mail. Wow, look at that. Kilt over plated leather. Well, clearly, he needs a kilt for that beastly outfit. Oh, man, that makes me happy. 44 body armor, 8 leg, 8 arm armor. He's already got the mittens here, which are, they're mail mittens. How about the rough-tied ones? Those are, those look nice. That suits the pair. Okay, and Farron, what do you got, Farron? 25 and 25. Okay, which one looks better for you? That is ugly. Those are also kind of ugly. Okay, well, that's gonna be what it is. We're gonna stick with that. Your chest piece might be improvable. Ranger mail. Oh yes, it certainly can. Lovely. Well, that looks really weird, but you look like a dork, buddy. You look like a dork, but that's okay. We love you anyways. Let's go back to Ehdwyrd and see what he's got for Highland Warlord boots. So that matches. Well, I think the whole motif works quite nicely for him. We put our crossbow on. We're still riding our horse, so if we hop off our horse, we can reload it, or we get that one free shot. This is our one- and two-handed option, and then he also has the same thing. I've never seen him switch to the two-hander, but it's there as an option for him. We've been buying and selling things and testing different things, buying animals, those sort of things. So we haven't been making like crazy good mint. That's why our skills are not through the roof yet for trade, but I've been learning a few things, and one of them that I learned is I found fairly interesting. Let's check these tools. They're actually quite a good price. Again, grabbing the slider is vitally important because we take that all the way down to the bottom. The last batch is only worth 28% above level, which is all right. Most of the lack of profits you're seeing here is the fact that we've got pretty much everything that we've ever made in our inventory. We have tons and tons. We have 22,000 items right now, which is ridiculous. So we're going to have to find, scurry around the countryside. Oh, you will pay 18,000. Well, that's just not acceptable. Be happy, friend. Since we're doing that, let's look at horses. Yeah, we're going to grab any war horses we can find, obviously, because, you know, reasons. Let's grab these guys as well. little bit better. Our herd is 0.52. Our overcrowding or overburdened is 443.43. One more thing. Oh, a couple more things. Inventory. We have got some Vlandian recruits with the intent of having them train up as our archers, unless we find some really, really good archers as mercenaries. We also trained 2 hired blade and found 2 others. These guys are pretty darn good. And we've got mercenary swordsmen, still a cluster of them. So we got 15 infantry, and these guys will be trained as archers. We head on into the tavern here in Maranath. We're going to find out that there are mercenary swordsmen for sale, but there's also 3 more people, one of which we've talked about before. Ehdwyrd Horsethief. And I think the idea of having Ehdwyrd Horsethief the Battanian, with his riding, his throwing, his polearm, his one-hander, and his crazy 100-point scouting, there is better, but he's pretty darn good, and he's right here. So I think we'll hire him up and get him to join us. And then we'll take a look at what type of... There we go, 601 bucks. Oh, he'll learn the value of money soon. So we'll check our new mate's stats. Ehdwyrd Horsethief. He has 100 scout, 130 in riding, 110 in javelin, or in throwing, I should say, 130 pole, and a one-handed at 120. So we could give him a pole arm, a set of throwing, maybe even a shield, and some one-hander weapon. Yeah, I'm liking that. I want to make sure that he is already, or is right away set as our scout. Farron was, but Farron is going to go back to being surgeon. Ehdwyrd, you'll be the scout, and I will be the everything else guy. And since we have the fine trade skill of giving them impossibly valuable resource or items as a replacement for work, we'll do that, and we'll do that. You're one-handed, we are going to craft you one, so we'll get rid of that. And I guess we'll find you a really nice fancy pants shield. Oh, there's even more. Oh, Knight's Kite. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I like that. That's very nice. That works. And is there a lance here, perhaps? Probably not. But I think maybe we'll leave room for or maybe we can make a lance. Probably we can make one. Let's look at the armor situation. The fancy ridged helm. And I think we'll go with the the bear pelt. That's a little better. That works. And then let's see your armor. 24.4, 24.44. They're pretty much the same. That one's a little heavier. But I don't know what the look is like. Oh my goodness. No, get some sleeves on there, dude. The other one was horrible. Right, and gloves. Ugh, we know we don't like these. We do not like the look of these evil things. They're just dumb. They show up as like super shiny and scaled and everything, and they're leather scale, or they don't even look like leather. They look like hide, or I don't know. I mean, I've got a similar pair on the top of my stove. All right, let's get rid of that. Let's give him this one. That probably looks better, right? Yeah, and some boots, some splinted boots. That's all right. Now he's a happening dude. All right, let's look into your horsey skills. You have horsey skills, don't you? Oh, yes, you do. We could give him what is he? He's Battanian, so maybe we give him a Battanian war mount and stepped half barding. Oh, is that really is that cheap here? 36. Okay, I thought I saw a lot lower price than that. Okay, so he's decked out now. That's lovely. Now we just got to make him a weapon. And he's got some javelin. He's got a shield. Okay, we'll do that. That looks great. Are we going to lose a bunch of money? Yeah, probably. So 100 or not 100 and something thousand. We have only 49. That's fine. All right, to the crafting. So how are we for energy? A little low. Let's rest a bit and grab that energy back. All right, let's head over to the smithy and see what we can do as far as getting a friend here some skills. What is his ability to gain said skill? Smithing of 1. He's got a 5 in endurance. He can gain some serious smithing skills, so let's do that. I think we'll make him our... well, you're not going to be great at smithing ever. You're at 74 and you're not getting much higher than that. However, you, my friend, you can make some fine pieces of wonder for us. Well, let's start with a javelin or two, because, you know, then he'll feel like he's really part of the team. Make a harpoon, sure. You put that little decorative spear brace on there, and the nice extra long tree branch. The decorative harpoon can be a little longer, maybe. 261 smithing required for par on that. That's nuts. No, that's Edwin. Sorry, that's not 261. It's 80 required for that. Yeah, make one. Gained a level, 70 skill points. It's just ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Okay. Just watching it happen. It's beautiful. So beautiful. Oh, it's 70 skill points. Obviously, we go immediately to train him. So, Edwin, you now have 2 things to train, and you fully capped out your ability to level that. We go there. You're back up to 6 point something, or 2 point something. 2.42, yeah. Okay, so he's going to need to really level his smithing just to keep his smithing leveling, which isn't that bad of an idea. His scouting is going to be hindered fairly substantially right now. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to do anything. Well, he can get 30 points with stewardship. That might be a thing. He can also gain a little bit more in his weapon skills. We could give him a bow and a two-handed weapon, you know, and put him on foot, that sort of thing later to get him some more points if we wanted. But for now, the smithing is fine. 2.42 as his training level. If we go in here and we get you to make yourself another thing, like let's try a really good two-hander sword. Let's go with that. And he needed a one-handed weapon. This will act as his one-handed weapon. Should we need it to. And you're lengthed out there. Good. Okay, so forge that. You're going to wreck it. You're going to totally wreck it. That's terrible. Let's get Ehdwyrd to make him one. Absolutely. There we go. Look at that. That's beautiful. The Rancher's Ruin. Because why not? He's a horse thief, so it'll be his gift. Fantastic. Edwin, you can now do some smithy things. That's what we came here for in the first place. So, I guess we can do this one. Character can produce crude iron more efficiently by obtaining 3 units of crude iron from 1 unit of iron ore. We don't have an iron maker, so that's fine. And then we're going to go with the steel maker for sure, and steel maker 2, which is really where we need to be on that one. And that's excellent. Now we can make the Thamaskene steel. So these guys can craft down some metals fairly aggressively for us. Let's see. 74 points. You're deadlocked at 74, friend. Really? You couldn't have gotten that one more point? Alright. Alright, so this is the one that Edwin crafted himself, and then Ehdwyrd showed him how it's done and made the better version. Rancher's Ruin is all yours, buddy. That's not where I wanted to go. I wanted to go to the smith and check out making a polearm. Hopefully a nice stabby long one. We need a proper long, there we go, hardened ash handle or long mahogany shaft. That one does not do couching. This one does. Okay, so that allows, well, says two-handed twice, but I happen to know that that is the couching lance option. We can put that on there. That looks pretty impressive. Spear guard, a double hook. Alright, what's what? That's steel and fine steel. Apparently the tip that we were choosing is a little too crazy. Oh yeah, that'll be fine. That'll be very fine, lad. Alright, what's this fourth thing? I don't know. Oh yes, right. I guess the pommel. So this is the, oh, there we go. That's the end of it. Oh, you can put that fancy metal pommel in the end. I like it. Okay, difficulty is 194. It takes 3 steel to make, a hardwood, and a charcoal. Let's crank up the difficulty again, or at least the length of that. Does that actually change? A little bit. Length is now 208. That just thickens it up looks-wise. That's at full length, and I guess that's it. 194 difficulty. We're actually going to switch to Ehdwyrd here to try to craft that. He's going to wreck it. Maybe not. Yeah, he totally wrecked it. Good job, buddy. But you got no skill off that. Weird. Like 0 skill. Oh, you know what? He's probably... Is he capped out? No, he wasn't capped out. Ehdwyrd, can you make a good one, please? Or Ehdwyrd. Thank you, Mr. Howsmyn. We'll call this the cow tipper. Because. Alright, there we go. Let's get back to equipping. Cow tipper added to our inventory. Just to be dumb. Alright. Ehdwyrd, there you are. There is your, you got your rancher, and you got your cow tipper. That's awesome. And I don't really care about that one. Well, hold on a second. Do that, and we'll craft that other one down. That one right there. Oh, it does have some steel in it, right? Yeah, it does. Good thing we're taking it apart. Alright, so much has gone down in this lovely city of Maranath today, and I think we probably are 15-20 minutes into the episode already. So I want to do a bit more runs. Now, a couple things that I did find, or one big thing that I did find, and I'm sure there are other examples of it. We wandered around all through this area at the beginning, and we had tons of beer at the end of last episode, just kind of stocked up on it, and then we started wandering through here, and I started realizing that all the cities, every city in here had a red labeled price at 40 to 60 for beer, and I bought the beer for what, 20? 20s, mid-20s and 30s, so it seems like there's a regional demand, a fairly high regional demand for beer in the Valandian lands. Also, I found that there are some spots where if you keep your eyes open, you can find crazy good prices on animals. Let's do ourselves a fight or two. I think I forgot to check if there was a tournament in Maranath, and I'd like to, horribly fail at another tournament for y'all. We could auto-resolve, but I think we're going to go ahead and get in here and do one attack or so. Really, guys? Footman! Really, that's how you're going to play that one? Okay, infantry! All of their dudes are infantry right now, so that's what that's going to have to be. You guys just all line up there nicely. Infantry! After me! Oh, look at that horse. I love that the horse has the big fluffy hooves. If he'd stand still, I could... Really, just stand still. Okay, we need the Britannian war horses. They're beautiful. There are 24 of those guys coming. So let's put you guys all into shield wall. We have a crossbow. Nice! Gained, like, some skill points for using our crossbow. That's awesome. Nice. Another good one. Don't mind the leveling. Oh, failed. Oh, you gotta not interrupt that, that's for sure. Oh! Forgetting what I'm supposed to be doing here. Oh yeah, is there infantry attacking? Please do that, guys. That would be much appreciated. That's what I'm trying to do. Back and hit X. Good. Oh, really? Really? You gotta block me there, bro? Gotta practice this crossbow work. Nice! There's another 2 skill points. Oh, it's so fun to, like, just be... Really? Really, dude? I want to just shoot you with this thing. Their follow command when they're on horseback is really bad. Really bad. I find these 2 companions are the same thing it was before with just one of them. It's horrible. Alright, let's... wait, can I get off there? Can I right-click there? Thank you. Oh, we lost a couple of the recruits. Oh, well. We'll have to buy some more. So, yeah, it's not a stellar exciting battle, but I think we'll do that with the lance thing. I think we'll go in and make another one of those. 2-handed pole. Switch down to that one. Crank the length up. Put something pretty on the edge. And give it a blade that is iron, There. Yeah, we'll do the same blade. We'll do the same steel blade. Excellent. And a butt end of it. Lovely. And Ehdwyrd, you can craft that baby. Alright, we're going to call this one the Lancet. That is I guess a synonym for a scalpel. We'll hop in and we'll trade up, not yours, yours. We'll trade up your extra javelin. Throw those there for now. Slide that down. Excellent. And grab that lancet. I'll give that to you. It's a pretty ridiculous couchable lance. You know what? Maybe we'll do this. Maybe we'll do the join the club. We'll throw the lance down there, and we'll make ourselves one of those as well. There, we've crafted our own as well, and we'll name it. So since he's a blacksmith, Grandmaster Blacksmith who's working on gaining similar skills in trade, I think this one will be called the Initial Offer. Lovely. Alright, so each of them has a shield, a sword, a polearm, and so on. So it's fancy. I like it. I really like it. Alright, so we're on our way back to Marnath here. We've got to spend a bit of time off camera, or a lot of time off camera, working on our character's trading skill. That's one thing that I'm kind of leery about. I'm not sure how it's going to work getting his trading up. If we've got an attribute point we can put into it. So we'll put one into social there, and we'll definitely not be able to rank up his trading at all. That's unfortunate. I'm not sure if there's anything else we need to focus on quite yet. I think we'll put a point into charm to get his overall ability up for later. But one thing I want to do is go through and look at the prices, or the items rather, that we've got. We've got a ton of stuff from all those times that we've just bought out things. We got a total imbalance. Like, we have 339 olives. I don't recall the price that we bought them for. Where can we go to sell them for a decent profit? Not sure. We're going to cruise around. We're going to make some changes. I've been thinking about it. I did some time in between the last scene you saw and this one. So I mean, it'll be 30 seconds to you, but it's been a whole 2 days to me, almost day and a half. And I'm thinking about this. These guys are not ideal, and the reason is having infantry is for the speed, which is what really matters for the trading, right? We get the footman on horse, 1.26, and that's enough horses for everybody. But we get 2.99, so we get another whole 1 or 2 points of speed if we go to having all cavalry. So I think for this, the Ehdwyrd is primarily concerned about leveling his attributes, or not his attributes, rather his trade skill right now, and the associated attribute. And possibly leveling up his friends as well. But the troops that he has doesn't really matter. So I think we should pick the ones that best suit what we're going to do. So I'm going to go find a bunch of... we'll keep these guys for now, but we're going to head over probably to Khajiit lands, and grab themselves some horse archers, which are great at just eliminating looters and stuff on the way. That'll help us also gain a bit of renown if we knock out a few things there. We're only at 33 renown right now. He's the Grandmaster, borderline Grandmaster in the smithing skill right now. But what's the smithing? 262. He's almost got his last feat in there, but nobody knows about him. So they need to know about him. So our clan needs to become infamous, at least renown, and it's not right now. So we'll do that. And we'll switch up the crew to a more aptly chosen rider crew. These mercenaries were great for getting us around so that we could, ignore the looters that we didn't want to fight. But I think we'll go get some. We'll sort that out. We'll go through our stocks and kind of eliminate stuff as we head that way, selling anything that we can get a profit from for the basic tradables. And then we'll basically empty all this out and get ourselves a nice clean slate to start with. And then we're going to start looking through things. I'm going to be doing this mostly off screen. I'm going to be writing down pricing and actually thinking about the trade values of them and see how that pans out for this. I've heard it's a little tough in 1.42 right now. 1.4.2 right now to actually level your trading. by just cruising around. So we can probably get a companion. It says operate caravans, but I think that has to be the person actually running the caravan. So if we had Ehdwyrd, for instance, out running the caravan, he would gain skill in trade. So we won't be able to get it that way. So we got to do the old-fashioned grunt way. So I'll clean things up. We'll head out to... no, not there. We'll head out... right mouse spin. Whoa, little spin around. That was awkward. We'll head over to all the way across the map to the east to Kurgit lands. Probably it looks like it's getting beat up. Get ourselves a replacement for our infantry. Put them all on, train them up a little bit, get a bit of renown, maybe hit our first clan tier, get a little well known, and then get ourselves some horse archers so we can ride a lot quicker and trade stuff. We also got to get rid of prisoners and all sorts of other things here. So we'll get ourselves to the point where we can legitimately, there we go. We can legitimately start moving a lot faster. We need to be going 5, 6 plus. I know it's nighttime right now, but we got this giant herd and we're overburdened. It's a mess. So let's get that sorted out. And for next episode, we will come back and we'll talk about all the joys that we did for our trading. And next episode will be all about explaining what I've learned from my trading experiences here and in other episodes or other playthroughs. And hopefully some of that will make sense to all of you, and you guys can chime in at this case on this episode. If you can chime in the comments about any suggestions you have for great places to farm up trading skill, any way that we can do that. I don't care if it's cheap or nonsense. It's totally fine with this version because this is not a super serious playthrough. It's just using the blacksmithing to break things. So now we got a ton of money, but we need to get the skills so that we can trade skills so we can buy a city, because that's how we got to do this. So that's it for today. If we can't do that, we're gonna have to fight our way for it. So that would be gory, very not pacifist. So, all right, thank you everybody for joining me for another episode. Hope it wasn't too short or too weird of an episode, but I hope you enjoyed it. And we have our new crew, and we're ready to get ourselves all sorted out and become masters of the trades. That's going to be it for today, though. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll see you in game.